Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today is 18th of February 2025. We are still testing the XOS 5.5.0. And you would have seen my previous video that tried the parking to parking feature, which is supposed to work with the AI Valet driver, a sort of feature that's been rolled out to enable one to record the route and play that route over and over again. Now I've recorded a route between two parking spots. One is at my workplace, which is here, and I intend to go to park at my next parking destination, which is sort of like an end-to-end trip, for which we need to use a feature. So again, we're going to test the capability. The last time we tried it, it failed miserably, leaving the parking place at work. So hopefully it will work this time. And that may be the last time I tried. It was a fluke. So anyway, we are going to try to do the retrieve parking assist, which basically helps to take the car out. My hope is that it would actually take it out and get it into position for us to activate the AI Valet driver to take us to our destination. The route for the AI Valet is locked, and there's a recommendation to always wait for it to be locked before you activate it. So once we start the go, we should pretty much be able to pull out once we select the start.
Night mode activated.
And what happened was I told it to sort of go forward. And so that will be it. I could have actually asked it to turn left, which would basically set us up. Let me try to see if I could do that again. Okay, so we sort of have that, which says, we could, pretty much set out to go left.
Acclimatizing with energy savings.
So the car is pulling out of my parking spot to sort of get us into the right position in order for us to activate the AI Valet driver. It would have been good if it could have actually started right from the parking spot with the AI Valet driver feature. So now we can select sort of a destination. The route is locked. We can start navigation. Everything seems almost like it's ready, so we can activate it. It's asking to apply the brakes first. So here we go. Checking around the vehicle for starting. Okay, that didn't work. I'm going to do that again. Xpilot cannot be activated, which is strange. I'll try to start it again. Pull down the lever to activate. All right, that worked. So you can see that the feature, even the feature activation is not very smooth. It is sort of like hits and misses, which is not exactly very confidence giving. Now, the last time we tried it, we were all over the place here. Hopefully, I do have a better driver this time. we are pretty much like not really, taking on the center of the divided line very well, but that's okay. We've got someone riding a cycle in front of us. Hopefully we could navigate around them safely. We did. Got some couple of people walking within the campus. The car suddenly slowed down, but it sort of picked up again, which is yeah, not very smooth experience, but it's okay. This is still within the campus area. So the enclave is pretty much having these more or less town-like roads, which means that there's no high definition maps covering this area yet. Okay, so the car's got to pick a route for the exit. We've got two electronic gates. The gate opens. The car should pretty much gradually take us through, but it's very slow, which is not very nice, because there's a car behind me and I'm sure the guy is going to hoot anytime soon. The car comes to a slowing stop again, and then it picks up again. Hopefully, yeah, it will be smooth this time. And that experience there with regards to slowing down and picking up right after it makes the turn into the side road is always consistent. So that's certainly something that we could improve. That was a sudden break there, and it is trying to take on the road ahead, which is not good. So I need to stop. I had to stop there because these buses could could eventually run into those buses. Yeah, so that wasn't good. I'm going to activate again. So I activate again, and we're now heading back on the road there. That was a disengagement that is definitely a must, because that's a 4-point intersection. A crossroad intersection. A crossroad intersection like that, the protocol is always for to stop, observe, to actually see that there is no one that has pretty much taken on the section of the road before you actually do pull out. But that protocol is sort of not a policy yet baked into the car, the car software. So it pretty much takes on that section. Yeah, very aggressively, without as though there was nobody else using the road. It was just I would have thought that, yeah, it will definitely stop and then take on the road ahead. That was a rumble strip, and my understanding was that the car was able to detect road conditions and adjust the suspension automatically. Those rumble strips there, and was just one, gave me quite a jolt, which meant that the suspension optimization for that road condition was not very good. It wasn't soft. So either you go over it very slowly, or that you've optimized the suspension to be able to go over the ramp in a way that is not really jolty on the passengers. Okay, so yeah, it is the time of the night where the buses are taking employees back to their various destinations. So these are company buses, and it is around 9:08 p.m. It is not a very busy road, yet we've got a busy sort of commute by way of the private buses that are pretty much rented out to take employees to the different locations. So other than the buses, just a few private cars. Yeah, but normally on this stretch, it is sort of like okay, based on the car's ability to maneuver. The problem is getting out and into the parking underground, as well as also being able to sort of figure out intersections that do not have traffic light, and being able to effectively navigate into those intersections and out of them without having that situation where you are at risk. Okay, so intersections with traffic lights, because the traffic light is managing the flow of vehicles, is almost like easy. But those intersections without traffic light, you've got to observe the typical the 3-point protocol. First look, as they say, look left, look right, look again left. Make sure that nobody is actually crossed the demarcation that shows that you are now in the intersection itself, so you have the right of way. And then also make sure that you are creeping into that intersection, and not just going in almost as though it's a freeway and you could just take it on. So those kind of protocols certainly need to be baked into the policy model. How would you know that it's an intersection if you're totally new? It's pretty much again from vision. How a human would address that is effectively see that it's a 4-point. You've got 4 points into that intersection. Traffic lights are not working, or there are no traffic lights. And therefore, at that point in time, you need to invoke that policy control that allows you to ensure a safe ride. So these are quite an important set of points that we need to consider. And currently, it is unfortunately. Hopefully that gets resolved soon. Now the car has identified that we're going on the ground. There's been mapping, but now it certainly failed. But advised us to take over, which is okay. But clearly the feature cannot be used end to end in my situation so far. We've tried a couple of them. The first one we did was on the 17th of February. And that means that we have to sort of disengage a lot and consider the feature at current a gimmick more than one that can be trusted and used in a production setting consistently, with repeated outcomes or repeated success. This is not the case now. And if there isn't going to be repeated success, then you know clearly that this is something that you can only engage when you have the convenience of the environment, or when you've got the convenience of being able to take on a road that is maybe barely occupied. On an empty road, you practically have all the opportunity to try it out, to play with it, because it's an empty road, and as a result there is no need to worry. But when the roads are busy, when you've got a busy hour, it becomes simply a gimmick. So thank you very much for watching. This brings me to the end of that short trip.
AI driving has been completed.
Have a good one,
Remember to check the back seats.
and talk to you on the
Never
next one.
leave any child unattended in the vehicle.
All right, so I activated the remote parking, but that didn't work. So I need to come back into the car and do it again. So let's see. I'll just do that, clear this one. Select that one. Select this one.
Not leave your phone on.
And then get out. Okay. Got to come back. That again didn't work. So these are some of the stuff that you experience most of the time. All these features are not exactly in prime versions yet. A bit tricky, but we keep trying to see if it someday that it works smoothly. Let's try that again. So I put the car into reverse. I select remote parking.
Your phone and smart key behind.
And then I leave the car. Again, the car failed to be able to execute that remote parking, unfortunately. So, got to use a different method. I'll just do auto park. And that's a typical experience in my day. Sometimes I need
Night mode
to
activated.
go through the same scenario a couple of times, trying to get the car to park correctly, or indeed for the remote parking to work. Sometimes it works one touch, and then often it doesn't work at all.
The current parking space is narrow, and the side mirrors are automatically folded for safety. Please be cautious.
Okay, so that wraps up that that bit there. You all actually went through the process of of experiencing how gimmicky this stuff is currently. Hopefully in the next iterations, all some of these kinks in the software and then the experience, the user interactions can all be addressed. Other than that, thank you very much, and talk to you on the next one. Cheers. Bye bye.